All right? It says, verse 25, when his disciples heard it, they were exceedingly amazed, saying, who then can be saved? So they're wondering, Dad, how is anybody going to get saved? Right? Verse 26, rest of virgin, respect. I'm going to take faces, but yeah, see it? When the disciple heard it, they were exceedingly amazed, saying, who then can be saved? But Yahushua beheld them and said unto them, with men this is impossible, but with the Most High all things are possible. Right? But listen what Peter said. This is key right here. This is what Peter said. Then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? So Peter, just like what the rich man couldn't do, right? He couldn't sell all his riches, right? He couldn't give that away to the poor. He couldn't give away his riches, right? But Peter said, we have forsaken all. And he meant that all, families and all, they're forsaken all to do the work and follow Yahushua, right? Right? But the bottom line is what the rich man couldn't do, the disciples did, right? And Lord willing, we are the same men coming back. We are able to do the same thing. Ain't attached to these earthly possessions, these earthly riches. We can just walk away from it. Understand? We can sever that tie easy. Understand? Verse 28, and Yahushua said unto them, verily I said unto you, that he which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, he also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And this is the point, and everyone that has forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or fathers, or mothers, or wives, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Understand? So the ones who are rich now, they're not going to be that rich in the kingdom. And the ones who are poor now are going to be the ones sitting on thrones in the kingdom. Understand? So we might not have the earthly riches now, but we will have that in the kingdom to come. Alright? And that's what y'all don't realize. These earthly riches ain't nothing. Eventually it'll all fade away. Matter of fact, it is going to fade away when this earth get destroyed by the thermonuclear missiles. Alright? Let's get on Luke the 6th chapter. Let's get Luke the 6th chapter. Right? But we don't pray for these earthly riches. Money is a defense and we use it as such to pay bills. That's it. Understand? We don't crave it. Right? We don't envy no man for it. We won't kill, murder for it. Understand? Nah. We maintain our integrity. We know what it is. You understand? This is Luke 6 verse 24 says, but woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your constellation. Woe unto you that are rich, like your athletes, right? Your basketball player, football player, baseball players, they're rich, right? The rappers, some of them are rich. The actors, the entertainers, so forth, so on, they're rich. The pastors, they're rich. Right? It says, woe unto you that are rich, for you have received your consolation. You got your prize already. Right? You can afford the comfort of this world. Alright? You can afford the comfort. You can afford to be comfortable. This is your solace. Alright? Let's get our sound.
Let's do something.
Psalms 73 and 12. Right? As I said, all those entertainers, the rappers, the athletes, the singers, all of them, they're rich right now. Your pastors, they're rich. But they've received their prize on this side. Right? They got their comfort on this side. Right? It says, this is Luke 73 verse 12. Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches. So it says the ungodly prosper in this world. Right? So when you see all these, as I said, whether it be your actors, your entertainers, your athletes, they're rich, they're ungodly. You have no idea what's going on behind the scenes in their lives, man. No idea what's going on behind the scenes, the stuff they're doing to get those riches and to maintain it. You'll be surprised to know what they're doing. Understand? That's why you don't envy these people. You don't envy them. They're sold to get these riches. Right? In Luke 4 and 5, Satan said this world was delivered unto him, and all the riches and the glory of it. And he will give it to whoever he will as long as they bow down to him. So when you see them bragging and boasting about all they got in their wealth, you know how they got it. Right? They had to serve Satan to get that. Alright? It says, behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches. They increase in riches, right? Let's get Proverbs. But what's the benefit of all that money? What's going to be the benefit of all of it? When in the end, it won't have no use for you. Let's get Proverbs 11. Proverbs 11, verse 4. It says, riches profit not in the day of wrath. So all the riches everybody have, what benefit is it? It ain't going to profit you nothing. You can't pay the Most High off, not to bring judgment on you. It says riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness deliver from death. Alright, righteousness is what's going to deliver you out of the destruction coming. But all the money you have, you can't pay the Most High off, not to bring judgment on you. It don't work with them. Right? So riches profit not in the day of wrath. So what is the sense of chasing all the money and all the riches? All the glamours and the gold and all that. At the end of the day, it ain't going to profit you nothing. No profit. Let's get James. James 5 and 1, so I just read it, Proverbs 11. Riches profit not in the day of wrath. So this is James 5 and 1. It says, go to now ye rich men, weep and howl, for your miseries shall come upon you. So Most High sent to all the rich men, from the Rothschilds, right, the head of the Illuminati, on down to these athletes and entertainers and these pastors with the 501c3 charter who sold out for the money, for filthy lucre sake. Right? It says, go to now ye rich men, weep and howl, for your miseries shall come upon you. Right? Your riches are corrupted, meaning your riches are spoiled. Your riches has gone from good to bad. And I give you an example. That your riches has gone from good to bad. Right? America was on what's called the gold standard. Right? The money was backed up by gold and silver. What happened now is America is off the gold standard. America is not on the gold standard anymore. It's not backed up by nothing. They print money out of thin air. Hey, shalom, man. Right? They're printing money out of thin air, meaning it's just paper. If you read the back of your dollar bill, right, on the front it says Federal Reserve Note. Right? It says Federal Reserve Note, meaning it's paper. It's not backed up by nothing. Right? And that's why it says your riches are corrupted. The garments are faulty, and that's just for an example. Right? That's just an example. See what I'm saying? That America was on the gold standard, they took it off. Now your money, the dollar bill is not backed by nothing. Right? It's fiat currency. It ain't worth nothing. It ain't even worth the paper it's printed on. It's got no value. Understand? That's how it's gone from good to bad. Alright? It says, verse 3, your gold and your silver is cankered, and the wrath of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire, for ye have ye treasured together for the last days. Right? So you gather all them riches for the last days. And this goes for them Edomites, the so-called white man. Right? He had the best gold in his underground vault. He's holding that for us. Right? It says, verse 4, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth. Right? So the ones who reap down your field, man, who are your laborers? We are. We are. Right? We're the ones working. Right? Doing this manual labor. We're the ones doing it. Right? And you held back our money by fraud in many different ways. By the taxes. Right? When you look at your paycheck, you see all the taxes they take out of it. Understand? Bottom line is you're really going home with nothing after they tax all your money. You go home with nothing. Understand? What they do to Ishikaite or the Mexicans, look what they do with them. They work sometimes and don't even get paid because they're afraid of being deported. Alright? It says, and the cries of them which have reaped or entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, meaning the Lord of armies. Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton, meaning undisciplined. Right? Our people, and this goes for us again, the Edomites, from the Rothschilds on down to these athletes, the entertainers, you Israelites who sold out. You lived in pleasure. And been wanton, meaning undisciplined. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he does not resist you. And that's going on right now. Look how our people are getting gunned down. These kids are getting gunned down every day. Right? And the cops who's doing it is getting away with it. Right? So they kill the just. Right? And we have no might to resist you. We have no right to resist our, we have no might, Salakia. We have no might to resist our enemies. Right? We have all the weapons and so forth and so on. Matter of fact, to sum it all up, let's get the Apocrypha. The Wisdom of Solomon. Alright, let me read this again. This is James 5:5. It says, ye have lived in pleasure on the earth. Right? The Edomites, they have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton and undisciplined. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the days of slaughter. Ye have condemned and killed the just. Right? The so-called white man, he have condemned and killed the just. He killed our people. He killed the Israelites. Right? And said he thought they had a gun. He thought they had a weapon. Right? And there was no such thing. Right? They didn't have any gun, didn't have any weapon. It goes back to Sean Bell. Right? The brother up in New York, I mean all over. The brother at the BART station. Right? They have killed the just. Right? Yeah? Exactly. Alright. Exactly. Right? And it does not resist you. And I said, we have no might in our hand to resist this devil, this white man. Alright? But I'm going to show you how he thinks. This is Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. It says, this is what he said. Wisdom of Solomon 2:6, it says, come on therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth. Right? This is the mind of the white man here. The Most High is letting us into the mind of the wicked, the white man. Right? He said, this is what the white man is saying in his mind, right? Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments, and let no flower of the spring pass us by. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. Right? Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness, meaning their pleasure. Right? Meaning they're going to enjoy themselves, they're going to enjoy life at the cost of the people, at the cost of our people. They say, listen, we're going to live good while they suffer. Right? We're going to live good and enjoy ourselves while they suffer. Right? It says, let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place, for this is our portion, and our lot is this. Because that's their lot. That's what they were set up for. They were set up, right, to rule over us, right, and have us in bondage while they live good. That's what the white man is saying. Right? He said, verse 10, let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient grays of here, meaning they don't care. From the old to the young, they're going to oppress you.